Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're back again at the late show for Nights with Ping. We're doing a second version tonight. Breaking news out of Victoria this afternoon. More information in the missing mother Samantha Murphy as the search enters the fourth day. Items of interest were located just a couple of hours ago, and in the last little bit, 20 minutes or so, more information has come out. Apparently, and I'll show you, apparently, not long ago, about a year ago, another woman was attacked on a popular walking track not far from where this woman went missing. And I'm going to show you that information. They're not saying whether they're sure it's connected or not, but I will show you it anyway because I think that is quite interesting. It says, at the time of the attack, the now 29-year-old was running on a popular track in the Lala State Forest. The track is less than 20 kilometers away from another trail in the Canadian State Forest, where missing woman Miss Murphy regularly ran and where a large-scale search is taking place. This woman here, she was brutally beat up. You can see her right here. She was hit with a rock tied to a stick, and she woke up on the forest floor having no idea how long she had been there. She was attacked by a man, and I don't think they ever found him. It says here, in the days following the incident, police said they believed the attacker to be a Caucasian male with black jeans, a cap, no shoes or shirt. No arrest has ever been made. Now, a year almost to the day, another woman, Miss Murphy, has gone missing not too far away. So she was really brutalized in that attack. I don't know if she was sexually assaulted or anything, but if she wasn't, she was very lucky that she wasn't. And they could have done anything to her while she was unconscious. Yeah, very brutal. Hey guys, how are you? Good to see you in the chat. Hey, good to see you. So let's talk more about Samantha Murphy. I'm just going to refresh this page here that I have. So apparently, after these items were discovered, her husband, Michael, ran down to the search area. Here's a photo of him down at the search area talking to police. They're, they're saying that he was turned away from the potential crime scene and he was not allowed in or access or to view the items that were located, which I find interesting. If they were just items and say it wasn't a body or something like that, wouldn't they have wanted him to come down and say, "Oh, are these your wife's items? Like, do you recognize them?" But the fact that they just turned him away, didn't allow him access, didn't allow him to view anything is interesting. Like this paper says, it's not suggested Mr. Murphy played any role in Miss Murphy's disappearance, only that he came to see what authorities had found. And that's all I'm saying as well, that he wanted to come see what was found. It is a very strange weapon, isn't it? Hey, Danny Mitchell, the chat celebrity, Nana, Lana, Petunia, Vegemite Smile, Kathy Lynch, Sienna, Hugney, and Lindy. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Oh, Robbie T also made it. Hey, Robbie. Hey, good to see you. This case is going to explode. All we need is like one more little bit of information, like a body has been found, and it's going to go through overdrive, or something like the homicide squad has been called, a coroner's van. That's what I don't want those things. I'd rather her be found alive, but it just has that feeling of one of these cases that will go crazy if they just get that one more bit of information. But apparently, when they found these items, all reporters were ejected from the area, and police rushed them out of the area and then told them to go away, basically. And they were not allowed back into the forest area. They had to go back to the main road, which is interesting. You can see here, crime scene services. I can't imagine they'd call that for no reason. And you can see all the other police cars, SES. These are volunteers. If you've never seen these guys, in the orange. In Australia, these guys are mostly volunteers, or I think there might be some that are paid, but I think for the most part they're volunteers and they help out. They sort of help out in any emergencies, bushfires, flooding, police search and rescue. They sort of do a whole range of different things, but they help out when the community needs it. They're very good people that work for the SES. They're very good Australians. Uh, let's see. Hey, LA, how are you? Hey, Sparkle the Distractions. Good to see you. Hey, good to have you. It's good to have you. Let's go through what actually happened with Samantha Murphy. And actually, let me find the original article. I want to find something where we can actually, you know, for people who haven't been following, we could actually do something. Okay, here we go. So it says here, how can a mum of three leave for a morning jog and just vanish? This is what authorities and locals in Victoria's West are asking this week as they search dense bushland in the Canadian State Forest for missing woman Samantha Murphy. Samantha was last seen on her security system at 7 a.m. on Sunday as she left her home in Ballarat to go on a run. Here's a photo of Miss Murphy here. It says that day the temperature soared to 36 degrees, but the 51-year-old never came home. Her disappearance has come as a shock to the tight knit community, located an hour and a half drive from Melbourne. Samantha is well known in the area and is heavily involved in the local theatre scene. She and her husband Michael also own a car panel shop in town. Here is the community bulletin board in relation to the search area. Sort of tells you the temperature, what time you're supposed to come back by, the different search zones that they want you to search, and a photo of the missing woman that you're looking for. So there you go. It says her husband visited the police station that day after they'd earlier been at his home. A search zone has been set up around the local golf course where Samantha's phone last pinged hours after she vanished. So look at this is the type of bushland that's out there. There you go. It's very dense, a lot of scrubland, very very bushy as we'd call it. And they today about I think it was about midday or 11 a.m. They found items that are of interest to Samantha Murphy. What those items are exactly, they have not said. They're just saying that they are establishing a crime scene where the items of interest were located. That's what they're saying. Nothing else other than that. Just that they are making a crime scene. So I don't think they would do that for no reason. Yes, Gambler. I hope Gambler's mum is doing well, feeling a bit better. That would be good. Um, yeah, I was hoping we were going to get a press conference. If we got a press conference, then they may have found her, but no press conference so far, or at least not this afternoon here in Melbourne, Victoria, or anywhere in Victoria. The latest links I see here and information on Twitter or X, they're saying that they don't believe a body has been found at this time. So what could the items be? Clothing? Maybe her mobile phone? Her shoes, maybe? Something like that? It's hard to know, but here I can show you a bit more. So this is the area where they are searching. She lives up on this long road here, so it's not too far from her home. About I don't know, 10 minutes away, jogging, maybe a bit more. And then she was going to jog through this forest area and then come back home. It was about a 20 kilometer run she was going on. Yeah, 20 kilometer run. And they're saying the items will be assessed to determine if they are relevant to the investigation. The search for Samantha continues with the assistance of search and rescue and the police and SES. It says here The mother of three vanished without a trace after going for a run in a state forest at 7 a.m. on Sunday. Some locals have expressed fear that her running path may have taken her past several hard to see mine shafts. And this area actually has a lot of mining areas and a lot of old mining areas because they are there used to be like a lot of gold and other type of mining in the area. It's quite people go up there and they do uh, like panning for gold and stuff like that, or metal detecting. And one of the largest gold nuggets was found up there a couple of years ago. A dude who just bought a metal detector decided to try his luck in the area. Ended up finding like $1 million of gold on his first day. He had a very good day. Hey, Darby, how are you, my friend? It's good to see you. So, we're doing the late show today. Just trying to keep an eye on this story for the next little bit, hoping that we might get a better update about what these items are. Um, yeah, hopefully we get more information in the next little bit. It is concerning that that other woman was attacked not far from there. I mean, 20 kilometers isn't exactly close either. That's that's like saying, yeah, it's not super close, but it is in the sort of same region. But yeah, I don't know if that's what's happened or did she faint from the heat? I mean, it was 36 degrees. It means it was 96 or almost 97 degrees Fahrenheit that day that she was out there running. Quite a warm day to be jogging everywhere. Not exactly cool by any stretch of the imagination. And yeah, so it says witnesses witnessed mechanic Michael Murphy, her husband, visiting the bush area at Karunga Regional Park about 1:45 p.m. on Wednesday. Speaking briefly to Victorian police officers through a car window, Mr. Murphy, a panel beater, appeared visibly stunned and was turned away. The search for Miss Murphy, 51, was rocked on Wednesday after a search party found possible evidence near a walking trail about 12:30 p.m., with detectives seen looking closely at a plastic tree guard. I have no idea what that is. Let's see what a plastic tree guard. I know what I've seen them in the parks. Okay, like this maybe. Let's have a look. So when I Google tree guard, this is what I get. That's not the one I was thinking of. I was thinking of the hard plastic ring that sits at the bottom of the tree, but maybe this is what they're talking about. Something like this around the base of a tree or something. Maybe clothing got caught or something, or, something that might be relate to her got caught on it. There you go. A tree guard. Let me see if you guys have any suggestions. Kathy Lynch says, I can't even be in the pool in those temps. It is pretty warm. Pretty warm. Yeah, I hope your mom gets better, Gambler. I hope she is getting somehow more healthy. That would be good. Let's see if we have anything else. Let me see if they provided an update. It doesn't look like there is any major update. Hold on. I'm just going to check this. Uh, if we were going to get a press conference, you would think they would have already told us, but I'm not seeing anything for this evening. Hold on. Let me check Twitter. No. Not yet. Last update from anyone was about 20 minutes ago. Let's share this one. So this was actually the CCTV image, the last known image of her leaving her home for that jog or exercise that she was going to do at Canadian Forest. And that's the last time anyone has seen her. Look, she was wearing a singlet and shorts or tracksuit pants. What is it? Last seen wearing a brown singlet. Maybe they found the singlet, and it is sort of loose, or maybe they found her watch or something. You would think if they found a body, they would have said something. It just says here, Victorian police say officers have recovered items of interest. Yeah, that's very descriptive. Emergency services vehicles temporarily blocked an entrance to the Karang National Regional Park across the road from her home. Police would not confirm whether the items located belonged to Miss Murphy. However, a crime scene services vehicle has been seen in the area. There you go. There's the crime scene services van. You only see these when something bad happens. Like, I see them around this area when they either raid someone's home or like someone gets their car broken into or their house broken into, that type of thing. Other than that, you don't normally see them. Let's see. Danny Mitchell. I'm trying to see if we have anything I can show you. Hold on. How was the show with Trish? Did you guys have fun? Let me see if there's an update. I want to see if we can find more video of her. Oh, okay. Let's hear.
Police are set to join the search for a mother of three who went missing after heading out on a morning run at Ballarat on Sunday morning. Cassie Zervos has the latest, and Cassie, police and volunteers are throwing everything at this search.
Mitch, Samantha Murphy's husband was too upset to speak publicly today, but told 7 News he's not giving up on finding her alive. With every passing hour, search crews are increasingly working against the clock. The search for a missing mum is into its 60th hour. 51-year-old Samantha Murphy's mobile phone last pinged at a telecommunications tower 11 kilometres from her home. So far, that's the only clue police have. With every passing hour, concerns for her safety grow. Police will have to abandon today's search at 8:30 p.m. But tomorrow they'll be joined by more officers travelling from Melbourne.
That could be my family member, you know. So yeah, it affects everyone.
Mrs. Murphy left her Ballarat East property on Sunday at 7 a.m. She went for a run, something she did most days. But when she failed to return after several hours, her husband went searching. Today, hundreds of search crews, including SES and CFA, battled the rugged terrain, conducting line searches and scouring bushland.
There's mine shafts. That's the biggest concern, is that the mine shafts out there aren't very noticeable in some areas.
Locals upset by her out-of-character disappearance.
We've just seen this on, just on Facebook, so we just want to go out there and try and help.
They've now joined the wide-scale search, determined to help bring her home.
If it was our family, we would want everyone else in the community to get behind us as well.
Cassie Zervos, 7 News.
You got to see some of the bushland around that area and the type of terrain that they're looking for this woman in. It's not exactly easy terrain, although she was supposed to be going through a path or a jogging path or something. Nanalana says, I'd be rich if I had $1 every time Ping and Trisha said, hold on. Yeah, that's true. You have to look up what a singlet is? Must be an Aussie term. Ah, wife beater, yeah. Did you hear the story of 2 people killed at Barara train station? Yeah, it was people were trying to pick up a mobile phone or something apparently, and they were killed. Yeah, I can show you. It's down here. It says a couple has been killed by a freight train in Sydney's far north overnight after trying to retrieve a phone from the tracks. Nine News understands Arlen Chimian and his partner, a woman in her 30s, had got into an argument when the woman's phone was thrown onto the tracks. She jumped onto the rail line to retrieve her phone, and Chinian followed to try to push her out of the way of an oncoming train. The train was unable to stop in time, striking them both just after midnight. Police are treating the incident as misadventure. The pair were treated by paramedics, however, they died at the scene. They have not been formally identified. Speaking this morning, Deputy Commissioner Mal Lanyon, Mal Lanyon, said it's believed the pair were trying to retrieve something that belonged to one of them that had fallen onto the tracks. There you go. You can see the train tracks there. They are believed to have known each other. Rail services between Hornsby and Gosford were suspended for about 2 hours, but have now reopened. Jeez, how silly. An argument that maybe should never have happened, and they both lost their lives. Barara is north, quite far north of Sydney. Call this up here the Rivers district. I used to go. I had a girlfriend that lived up in this region at one point. We used to have to take like a ferry across to her dad's house. I think it was a ferry anyway, some sort of boat. We had to go on a boat to get to his property. Very pretty part of New South Wales. Yeah, there you go. Sometimes you don't know what your actions are going to lead to. Siana says, no phone is worth your life. What a terrible accident. Agreed. Vegemite Smile says, I used to travel through Barara all the time when I was young. Yeah, I used to, when I lived in Sydney, I used to go up there sometimes. That's the issue with having animals. They seem to know when you're doing a live show and they want to interrupt you and be annoying. Seems to be the way it is. They all want to like, you know, annoy you, want a pat, want food, want to jump in front of the thing. That's interesting. Apparently an undercover operation in Victoria had people posing as potential tenants to inspect 100 rental properties in Wyndham Vale in out of Melbourne and Bendigo in central Victoria to test how they fared under the state's rental minimum standards between February and April 2023. A majority of homes inspected appeared to meet the standards, but a significant portion, mainly at the more affordable end, did not. It's a big problem down here. Owners not forking out the money for upkeep of properties, especially rental properties. They just keep leaving it and leaving it and leaving it until the tenants eventually leave, or the house gets so bad that you have to ask the tenants to leave to do major repair works. And it seems to be how some owners in Victoria do their rental properties. They don't bother putting any money into it when there is a tenant in the property. They just wait for the tenant to leave. Then they spruce it up and then they ask for more rent. And I've seen that several times down here when I've been renting. So it's good to know they're now doing undercover investigations as part of it to weed out these owners. I'm just going to search for Samantha Murphy over here. See if we. I would have thought after we seen. Yeah, it is interesting about this attack.
The king.
So the woman who was attacked a year ago says, I normally run 4 kilometers into the bush and then turn around. I run along motorbike tracks and trails and some hills that would turn into a bit of a hike. I was almost at the 4 kilometer turnaround point when I was attacked. All I remember is seeing a male for a very quick moment and the rock tied to a stick coming for me. I woke up on the forest floor. I have no idea how long I was on the ground for. I remember standing up confused, covered in blood and flies. The whole bush was spinning. I knew the tracks well, but once I stood up, everything was blurry. I got very lost trying to find my way back to the car. Geez, that poor woman. Apparently, she still suffers from PTSD from the incident. Says, for Miss Austin, the news of fellow Ballarat runner Miss Murphy's disappearance has been devastating. On Wednesday, a crew searching a walking trail at the regional park are believed to have found an item of interest. Police have taped off an area and declared it a crime scene. Hmm. You reckon it's related, or do you reckon they're just two serious incidents that happen in a, similar area? Or do you think there's some boogeyman stalking the forest for women? You'd think if that was the case, we would have had more attacks reported in the media before a woman actually went fully missing. But I mean, it does happen. Hey, Reby, how are you? Okay. Thanks for coming to the live one. Oh, you lived on the Hawkesbury River? It's nice up there. Yeah, I don't understand the rock tied with a stick thing. Is that some sort of bush weapon, like an Aboriginal weapon? The train always wins. Yes, it does. Yeah, the rock tied with a stick is pretty weird. I've never heard of that before. Uh, hold on. No, I thought someone was messaging me. Just trying to see if I can find anything else. Oh, actually, here. Claire Nowlan death. She's the 95-year-old who was tasered. We spoke about her recently, like a year or so ago, 8 months ago. We spoke about her. We've done extensive coverage of her case. It says New South Wales police officer Kristen White to stand trial over tasering 95-year-old grandmother before she died. A police officer accused of fatally tasering a 95-year-old woman has been committed to face a manslaughter trial in the New South Wales Supreme Court. Kristen White, Christian White, 33, appeared before Cooma Local Court on Wednesday, with his solicitor indicating the senior constable would plead not guilty to the charge. The court was told all other charges are withdrawn and the case was committed to the Supreme Court, where White will be arraigned on April 5th. He remains on bail and supported by his partner at court. There's a photo of 95-year-old Miss Nowland. I mean, yes, she suffered from dementia. Yes, she had a knife, but it was a butter knife. I mean, it wasn't a serrated edge or a sharp edge. It says White is alleged to have used a stun gun on resident Claire Nowland at an aged care home in southern New South Wales town of Cooma in the early hours of May 17, 2023. Miss Nowland, who weighed just 43 kilometers, suffered from dementia, was confronted by police while holding a steak knife. Okay, she had a steak knife. She was repeatedly asked by staff, paramedics, and police to drop the knife, and when she did not comply, she was tasered, fell, hitting her head on the ground. She was taken to Cooma Hospital where she later died. So, there you go. I still don't think that was the correct thing to do to an old woman. A broom would have knocked the knife out of her hand pretty easily. I think there was other ways of doing it than tasering her. The community should be angry about it. No notification? Yeah, she was advancing on police at a very slow pace with her walker and a butter knife. I know. I think the butter knife was a joke I said last year, but now my mind tells me it really is a. Every time we talk about this story, my mind automatically thinks butter knife. Lindy says a caveman weapon. It could be a caveman weapon. You could be right. Maybe it's something like a primitive type thing. So there you go. There's an update. This man, Christian White, will stand trial over the manslaughter of Claire Nowland. I think that'll be good. I think it'll help mend some of the public's trust in the local police in that area. You know, there was such a big outrage over this, and nationally, not just in that town, but nationally. And yeah, apparently her family actually has a civil lawsuit against the police and the government in relation to their great grandmother's death. And I'm pretty sure they will settle that at some point if it hasn't happened already. There you go. That's a pretty good update about Claire. It's the All Aussie show this afternoon, apparently. You can see the headlines right now. Mystery deepens. We are the sensationalist Daily Mail. We like to make everything super mysterious, super exciting. They do, though. They'll be like, a man lost a candy bar. Can you help us solve this crime? It is the biggest heist in history. Dude lost like a 70-cent candy bar. Sort of what they do. Hold on. Marlene Clausen said, older people get sundowner when evening comes. Sometimes my dad got it near the end. What is sundowner? Sundowner is an alcoholic drink taken after completing the day's work. No, don't think that's what they mean. What is a sundowner in Australia? Australian NZ obsolete word slang. A tramp, especially one who seeks food and lodging at sundown when it's too late to work. What is this? What is this? Apparently, according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, the meaning of sundowner is hobo or vagrant. Okay, I don't think that's what we're talking about. You're gonna have to tell me the definition of sundowner. Kathy Lynch says, "While my maternal grandmother was quite feisty, I wouldn't have tried to take a knife from her." You're also not a police officer. Okay. Marlon Clausen says, "A sundowner is when a person is older, not really there, they get confused." Okay. In the evening. Never heard of that word in my life. Hold on. No, that's not the right word. Sundown syndrome, also known as sundowning, is a common clinical phenomenon manifested by the emergence or increment of neuropsychiatric symptoms in the late afternoon, evening, or at night. It particularly occurs among cognitive impaired, demented, or institutionalized elderly patients. The reasons why sundowning happens are not well understood, but it is possible that a range of different causes make it more likely. These include tiredness, hunger, pain, or other unmet physical needs, or not enough exposure to sunlight during the day, often triggered by some conditions like anxiety, Alzheimer's. Interesting. Symptoms include insomnia, anxiety, pacing, hallucinations, paranoia, and confusion. Yeah, I'd never heard of this before. It's interesting. Up to 1 out of 5 people with Alzheimer's get Sundown syndrome, but it also happens with older people who don't have dementia at all or any type of other mental illness or disease. Interesting. Hi, Susanna. How are you, my friend? It's good to see you. Hey, this account. Good to see you. Oh, watch the M. Night Shyamalan movie, The Visit, for more Sundowner syndrome. Okay, I will. I will. I'll watch it after we get off here. Tharby says it happens on certain drugs like opioids. Interesting. Never heard of it before, but you guys are well versed in it. If it ever happens to me now I'll know what it is and I can just shout it out. I'm sundowning. I'm sundowning. Help. I'm just kidding. All right. Let's see if we got any updates on this Samantha Murphy. Would be good if they did put out an update before the 5 o'clock news, which is in like 20 minutes. But it doesn't look like they're going to. Latest update. Just that they've got a crime scene going at the state park. I don't know. I don't know when we're going to find out what they found. Maybe later tonight. I saw something here. This is interesting. Inside the dark past of half-naked sex worker Cindy Pham, who was arrested wearing only leather lingerie after running down an e-bike rider in the middle of the something. I have no idea who Cindy Pham is. Oh, yeah, but we spoke about that influencer Veruca Salt last night. Apparently, her baby did die. Yeah, but apparently, her baby son died. I remember last night seeing that the baby was sick, but apparently it died. It's very sad. Uh, yeah, let's have a look at this. Says rather than searching the entire park, police established 2 search areas on Wednesday, outside her family home and another in bushland. About 12:30 p.m., a search crew found a possible piece of evidence just off a walking trail. Detectives were seen looking very closely at a plastic tree guard before ejecting all reporters from the area. You have to think then it's something that has to fit in not a very huge space. So maybe something like her mobile, like with a piece of clothing, I don't know, like a shoe. It's not like you're gonna find like a hand or something and be like, "Yes, we found a piece of evidence." Just one hand though. We don't know where the rest of the body is. I don't think they would do that. It would probably something like material. Let's see. See here in the background here, you can see these are the tree protectors here. These little blue things in the back. They're those tree protectors, but they're not very big. You can see they're quite small. So it'd have to either fit in there or around it, or be small enough that they didn't just walk near it and go, "Hey, what's that?" Because like if they were just walking near it, they would have been like, "That's weird. Why is there I don't know, a shoe there or a mobile phone or a jumper or something?" So whatever they found is probably pretty small. Maybe like a set of keys. Maybe she had her keys on her. Maybe. That might be something. Yeah, me either, Gambrel. I'd never heard of it either. Susan R. says dementia patients can get pretty dangerous at night. We always call it sundowner time. It's very interesting. This account says usually that happens with prolonged use or high doses of drugs. That's very funny. That's not very funny. That's very interesting. Wu says, I really think they should hold look into the husband. I think they are investigating him. Hey Joe, how are you, mate? Joe says husband did not want to participate in the church. This husband, the one we're talking about, Samantha Murphy, her husband doesn't want to go to church. Oh, he's a heathen. We'll report him to the LDS. They'll get him. This guy, I didn't hear anything about Samantha Murphy in the church. Hold on. Let's see. I don't see anything about a church. You'll have to tell me what you mean. I'm just having a look on the chronicle.com.au. I'll show you. You can see the SES workers, people and friends coming down to help the search effort. Pretty big search crew. And there's that CCTV footage of her. Police on motorbikes and female police officers. No idea what they're doing. She was last seen wearing black half-length leggings and a maroon-brown colored singlet. There you go, singlet. Miss Murphy is described as Caucasian, 173 centimeters tall with slim build and shoulder-length blonde hair. It says here, Inspector McDougall said, data retrieved from Miss Murphy's phone, which she said she had been carrying at the time, pinged near the golf course. I wonder if it's still on. And if it's not on, who turned it off? So if her phone is off already and dead, do they think that, or if it turned off a few days ago, do they think that maybe someone turned it off and she didn't? Oh, husband did not want to participate in the search. I was about to say, well, I don't know why he didn't want to participate in the church. Gotcha, Joe, gotcha. Gambler says one of Australia's social influencers made our Saturday paper. Have you heard of Curvy Sam? Apparently she shared that her hotel shower was too small. Is she that silly woman who does those travel things and does the plus size travel stuff? I mean, you live your own life and have fun or whatever. I don't care what you do, or you know, you want to be a plus size influencer or whatever. That's your choice in life and whatever. I don't care. But she complains about some weird stuff, like the shower's too small. She says there should be like escalators everywhere for people who are too large to walk. And what else did she say? She said there should be those mobility scooters located everywhere so that sort of you could hire them sort of like scooters. Like, you know, you can get those scooters or e-bikes in the city. She's like, there should be mobility scooters for everyone that you could just drive them around. I don't know. She has some weird ideas, but hey, that's her life. She can do what she likes. She can suggest whatever she likes and complain about as many showers as she wants. Doesn't mean we have to pay attention. All right. Let me see if I've got anything else interesting to tell you about, and if not, we're going to go. I was hoping we're going to get a press conference and a bigger update, but they normally like to do those before 5. Not sure why, but they don't really do night press conferences in Australia. They're pretty rare. I mean, we have had a couple, but they don't happen that often. The police here are very very 9 to 5. They like to do press conferences at normal times. Let's see. This is interesting. Married middle school teacher 26 faces up to 50 years in jail after admitting to, R-wording a 14-year-old male student in his bed for a year as classmates say they noticed them flirting. Megan Pauline Jordan, 25, pleaded guilty to having sex in the student's bed, pleaded guilty to 4 counts of R-word after being charged with 8 last year. Classmates said they noticed subtle flirting and teasing, and the boy never did any work. Megan Pauline Jordan, 25, who got married in 2021, pleaded guilty to 4 counts of carnal knowledge and 1 count of indecent liberties of a minor. The former teacher at Hungary Creek Middle School in Chesterfield, Virginia, was charged in the case on June 30 last year before her plea deal. She faces up to 50 years in prison and will be sentenced at a later date. Jordan and the teenager sneaked into his bedroom. I would have said snuck into his bedroom. Snuck into his bedroom numerous times between 2022 and 23 to have sex, and her DNA was found on his bed sheets. Oh, yuck. You don't wash your bed sheets, boy? Students at the school were shocked to learn Miss Jordan had committed the crimes, but others say they saw the signs for months. There's a photo of her on the right. Here's another photo of her. A student on social media wrote, "She was my teacher. I knew there was something wrong with her and the student's relationship. The student wouldn't do any work and she wouldn't bat an eye. I noticed subtle flirting and teasing. The tension between them was insane. She deserves a life sentence for grooming this poor kid." Photos on social media pages showed Jordan poses with staff and students in fancy dress, once in school Cougars jumper and another in an ugly Christmas sweater, both times wearing mouse ears. Henrico County Commonwealth Attorney Shannon Taylor thanked the brave actions of those who reported the crimes to police. There's her again with the mouse ears. They said, "We are always asking people if they see something unusual or not quite right to say something. Because of their efforts, this predator is off the streets and out of our schools and will be held accountable for her actions." Henrico Schools called Jordan's arrest an extremely serious and upsetting situation in an email to parents last year. "We have communicated with families at the school and will continue to support our school community in any way needed." Interesting. We get so many female sex offenders reported in the media at the moment. I don't know why it's turned into such a trend, but it's been happening for a couple of years now. We're seeing a lot of females being reported for grooming. Gambler says, "I'd never heard of her until now. They said she could have asked for a room with a bigger one. She likely did it on purpose, probably to make content for her channel." Yeah, another teacher. A lot of female teachers sleeping with young boys. It's happening a lot. I mean, males do it too. We know that. Don't come for me and think that I'm just here to bash females. I'm not. I'm just shocked at how many we've seen in the last couple of years. We've seen so many females being arrested for sex crimes against male students. And I saw one last year of a female teacher and a female student. Of course, there's gay people in life. Yeah, she was arrested for sleeping with a female student. So there you go. It can actually go both ways. This account says personal think it's more disturbing when the perpetrator is a woman. I think because they naturally people think of women as trustworthy and homely, sort of, motherly, and it's just for some reason a built-in thing a lot of people have, including probably me. I don't even probably realize I'm doing it. Gambler says the Grammy Awards turned out to be good this year. I was pleasantly surprised to learn during the show Annie Lennox was performing. Eurythmics were my band growing up. It's your jam, Gambler. Your jam is some Annie Lennox and some Eurythmics. It's a little early for me, a little before my time, although I do know who she is. I remember her with the short blonde hair in the 90s or whatever, but I don't know many of their songs. It's a shame we didn't get a bigger. I bet you when I log off and then I'll stop the stream, there'll be some massive update and it'll be like, hey, woman missing has been found, blah blah blah, and I'll be like, man, I just turned off the live stream. I'm gonna have to go back on later tomorrow now. Promise you it's exactly what'll happen. Let's see. Let's see if I can find any update. No, they're not doing any updates. It's interesting. Come on, little web page. I don't know if my net just died. That's a good point. How did they do that in the kid's home? I don't know. It just says Jordan and the teenager snuck into his bedroom numerous times, so somehow she must have snuck him into his room. I mean, snuck her into his room at his house. Yeah, somehow they must have got in through a bedroom window or, whatever. All right, let me see. Nothing on that one. No update on either. Just the bit of an update about the items found. That was a few hours ago now. I'll be back tomorrow night, for another 9 p.m. episode of Nights with Ping. I promise. We'll have lots more stories again. And yeah, I've got already 3 or 4 in my bookmarks for tomorrow night. And we'll have another great show, another hour and a half to 2 hours tomorrow night. I want to thank all the new subscribers to my channel. I appreciate it. Please keep staying subscribed. And if you haven't given this video a thumbs up or a like, I really would appreciate it if you did. And the people who are able to send in a donation, that is very kind of you and helps allow me to do extra shows when we can get breaking news and things like that. It allows me to jump on again. It is very kind of you, and I have some very generous viewers who are very sweet. And yeah, they get to be in the video when I kill the stream. We have a little video that plays. So until 9 o'clock tomorrow, until then, I'm gonna let you go. What? Hold on, I want to read this. Hey, Dan, how are you? Statistically, it was the husband. You could be right. I think you're right. Well, a lot of times the police work in and then out, so they'll start with family. That's probably why. But good to see you, Dan. I mean, it's spelt potato. It's very funny. I'll see you all tomorrow night, 9 p.m. for more Nights with Ping. Peace out. See you later.